Greetings to our wonderful viewers wherever you are. Welcome back to Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. We are back again with your wonderful, most followed program right now on TV called Exclusive Interview with me, myself, Bakari Mane, aka Big Sam. Well, exclusive interview comes on air here. This is the program that we bring people in the community, people in the leadership, people that are inspiring so that they can share their journey and inspire the new generation. Like I said, all walks of life, from religion, writers, footballers, people in the government, you name them. Basically, this is what we do. And then the aims and objective of this program is to change and change for good, positively for that matter. Well, if you're inspired by somebody, I think you definitely will try to do in any other field that you are, you will definitely make a change. So once again, it's exclusive interview with me, myself, Big Sam, on Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. Today, my guest, we take another dimension. Now we are going to, it was used to be something that every people that success in educational background, any walks of life, will have to read and write. This time we're going to the literature or whatever you call it, the writing side of the story. And here I got Gambia's very own, and of course, a very young writer who have done amicably well, not only in the Gambia, let's say globally. This is Modou Lamin H. Almusaf Sowe. Mainly call him Muso. But he will tell you why the age and Musaf come in. Modou Lamin, welcome to exclusive interview. Man, it's been, some of these guys, before I get them here, it takes me time. It takes me more time to get Modou Lamin. Modou Lamin, but I'm so appreciative. Welcome to exclusive Atlantic TV for the first time.
Thank you very much, Big Sam. It's my pleasure to be invited here. Much obliged and all gratitude. Consider yourself heartily thanked. It's my pleasure.
Wow. All right. As we usually do in this program, before we go further, I know you have family, friends, you have people that you are with them in the, let's say, in the writing or the author side of the. Maybe you can say a few hi to people that you think, yes, good to them before we proceed.
Thank you very much, Big Sam. Hello, everybody. My name is Modou Lamin Age Almusaf Sowe. I am a Gambian creative writer, a cultural advocate, and an educator or a scholar. And I am very delighted to be invited on Atlantic TV to share my personal experience and journey. It's been an upset omen of judicial pestilence in writing since I started. I started writing at the age of 14.
All right, we'll talk about it. Hi, Modou Lamin is here.
Hello.
All right, but before we go, let me do this. Let me give you a little bit heads up about a little bit short biography of Modou, where we will be definitely talking. And this is a short biography of Modou Lamin H. Almusaf Sowe. Modou Lamin Sowe, whose pen name is Modou Lamin H. Almusaf Sowe, is a young Gambian scholar and a creative writer. He has written books, John George, the book by its cover, a novel, The Throne of the Ghost, which was played on cinema, The Memories of the Reflection, a novella, Africa Not Africa, poetry collection, and Wiza, an anthology of 24 non-fiction African stories published by the African Writers Development Trust. And of course, he was awarded the African Literature Award 2021-2022, presented to him by the International Association of African Authors and Scholars, IAAS, based in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. His drama book, The Throne of the Ghost, was listed by the Pan-African Writers Association as the Book of the Month in May 2022. His poetry collection, Africa Not Africa, was awarded the Wingle, that is From Humor Poetry Award in 2020 by the winning writers based in Texas, United States of America. And also is a literary activist and a sustainable development and climate change champion. He promoted SDG goal number 4, 11, and 13. He is currently a board member of the African Union Commission Youth Advisory Board on Disaster Risk Reduction. That is a little bit short biography of Modou Lamin. Then you know that, to be honest, I got a guest today. And he's very young. So I want the young generation people, the likes of Kumba, the likes of Aliu, whoever out there, and Sisengari, to definitely listen to this moment. First and foremost, let's talk about who is Modou Lamin Sowe.
Thank you very much. Modou Lamin Sowe is my biological name, but back in high school, I adopted the pen name H. Almusaf,
Almusaf.
an initial for my parents. You know, the H is my father, the Almusaf is my mother. So that became my pseudonym. In literature, when we say pseudonym, we mean your pen name.
Okay, pen name.
Just like the author, George Orwell, that's not his name.
No.
George Orwell is a pen name, but his real name was actually there.
Okay, you have in writing. You guys have a name and a pen name,
just
like the artist in music. Yeah, they have a name and then they have an artist name.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Modou Lamin Age Almusaf Sowe is my pen name, while my biological name is Modou Lamin Sowe.
Okay. Born where? Give us the.
I was born in Bakau. I grew up in Bakau, but at the age of 5. When my dad lost his job due to the coup d'etat in 1994, we've got to move to Brikama. So in the Gambia, I am well known in Brikama more than any part of the country.
Okay.
Yeah, so that has given me the opportunity to be schooled in Brikama. I was raised there, and I started my career at Brikama Community Radio Station, famously called FMB. And I'm happy to say that you've been an instrumental part of my journey.
Thank you.
While I was in Brikama, community radio station, I became the chairperson, the regional chairperson of NAPSA, the National Patriotic Students Association.
Okay.
And then prior to that, I founded what we call CHIMED, the Youth and Children in Media Development.
Exactly, CHIMED.
So
very
I was very instrumental.
Just like in
molding the youths in Brikama. Today, most of them are in the media sector, writing sector, fashion and design, Pan-Africanism. Many celebrities and famous people I molded when I was very young.
I remember the CHIMED and all that. Exactly. Yeah, during the course of FAY, we only have the International Day of Broadcastings. So Brikama know him so much. Okay, give us a little bit touch of your educational background and a little bit of qualification.
Thank you very much. I was schooled in Brikama Kabafita Upper Basic School and Lower Basic School, and I later proceeded to Newstrat, got a scholarship, and I graduated high school at Masrul Senior Secondary School, and I proceeded to African Development University. I took courses with WIPO, African Union, ECOWAS. Globally, I have traveled a lot. I've been to 15 different countries around the world.
Wow!
And, part of my research and educational sojourn includes going to look critically into African languages and the development of African Renaissance. So Modou Lamin Age Almusaf Sowe is just a very hardworking young man, a very humble and down-to-earth person who is making changes in our socio-economic development, particularly using literature to advocate for peace, justice, and social development.
Some of the qualifications that you acquire along the way, because 15 different countries from here to here, tell us a little bit qualification.
Yes, it's been a very hectic journey.
Yeah,
and some of the skills I acquire could be said to have started in Senegal, Dakar.
Okay.
It has been the first country I visited ever since I left the Gambia. I stayed there and I work at Lehamatan Publishers in Dakar. It's a bookshop. And I had the opportunity there to be able to, own my skills in creative writing. As an intern, I worked for Lehamatan and Pen International in Senegal as a volunteer. While there, I had the opportunity, because when I was in the Gambia after high school, I took courses in library and information. So I got a scholarship to travel to go and study for my undergraduate studies. Yes, my undergraduate, I studied library and information. Prior to, my education in that, I've worked as a high school librarian at Masrul Senior Secondary School. When I graduated high school, I was given the high school library. I kept about 10,000 books or more in that library. I do not just keep the books, but I read them. So that has been very instrumental in molding and then guiding me in my writing career, because an author must be able to read.
Yeah.
Reading is very significant, is very fundamental as a writer.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Yes, you talked about writing. Let's move on. Moving on, what inspired you in writing? Maybe give us a little bit journey into why you choose writing and how. What inspired you into writing? Let's put it like that.
Thank you very much. I was inspired to write due to the absence of books of African identity and our cultural value
Okay.
and our day-to-day struggles in the society where I grew up. Back in Brikama Kabafita Lower Basic School and Upper Basic School, books I read were Western literature, foreign books.
Okay.
I do not read books that culturally talk about me and my nation. So I drew my inspiration from there to write my first book entitled Don't Judge the Book by Its Cover at the age of 14.
Don't judge the book by its cover. That was your first.
Yeah, that was my first book I've written at the age of 14.
14
I
years.
drew the inspiration from the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Zilzal, chapter 99. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Bi anna rabbaka awha laha."
Allahu Akbar. And you cannot say that.
It means for that dialogue will give you inspiration.
Okay.
Inspiration comes in the forms of dreams and in many forms.
Okay.
So I was inspired to become a writer because that inspiration gave me the opportunity to transmogrify that dream into reality. And then it was catapult. What served as the catalyst was when I was once sent out of the classroom by my literature teacher of basic school for not having the book Great Expectations written by Charles Dickens. So I said, if this was a Gambian book, I would have had the book.
He sent you out.
Yeah, out of the classroom.
Because if you cannot.
With my colleagues, because we do not have great expectations.
Okay.
You know, because when I was in upper basic school, we read literature.
Okay.
And the book we read was Charles Dickens' Great
Yeah,
Expectations.
I
Story
told
of
that.
Pip, you know.
I know.
So after that, I sat quietly in the school garden
In the school garden.
and I told myself that why are Africans, especially Gambians, not reading Gambian books in schools? So I said I was going to write a book. So that was where the journey started. But my first book, Don't Judge the Book by Its Cover, I gave a scientific response to the globe. Because up to now, the scientists around the world and researchers are trying to find out the actual age in which a child understands. What age does a child understand?
Child understand.
Exactly. So if you go to Islamic jurisprudence and philosophy of religion, you're going to learn that, in fact, in Islam, it's been advisable that when our kids reach the age of 7, we advise them or call them to prayer, because that's when their understanding begins. So in my book, Don't Judge the Book by Its Cover, it's a story of a girl named Fatu. And Fatu, who was born in a very rich family, who had all the opportunities to become who she supposed. She has this problem of a dyslexia, meaning she cannot spell. She doesn't know how to spell. Even the word boy, she couldn't spell.
She couldn't.
Yeah, but she's born from a very rich family. Due to the fact that she has a kind heart, she was lucky to be helped by a genie.
Oh.
A genie rewarded her with a magic pen. So anytime she uses that pen to write, she becomes intelligent, and she could spell all the words on earth. But the themes in the book are girl-child education,
Okay.
and the importance of cultural preservation. And I advocated for that because I wanted to give a direct response to the scientists around the world for them to understand that the actual age a child understands something is at the age of 7. And I used the name Fatu in
The
this
age of
story.
7.
At the age of 7 is when a child begins
To
to
understand.
understand something.
Okay.
Below that, they might understand, but their understanding will be very low. But when they reach the age of 7 in Islam, we advise, or they have advised us to call them to prayers,
Okay.
to begin to tell them what to do. Because
Okay.
at that age, a child is understanding something.
Understanding.
And scientists are still making the research. to come
But that was what you were
yeah,
was looking at into.
I gave them the response. because
But that did give me the way to ask, how many books you've read so far? Give us the names of the books.
I've written 4 books successfully, and I have been featured in an anthology. My first book was Don't Judge the Book by Its Cover. My second book was The Memories of Reflection, which was approved by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education to be read in schools as a supplementary reading material in 2014.
Wow.
Yes, so that was my second book. And my third book is The Throne of the Ghost.
Can we have it? Can you zoom this? Yes.
The Throne of the Ghost.
Guys, yes. Can you zoom this?
Yes,
all right, zoom this for us. This was your
Third book.
third book. That is The Throne of the Ghost. This book has something that we need to talk about.
Okay, so just a quick one.
Okay.
Don't judge the book by the cover. By its cover,
Okay.
it's a novel.
Okay.
And The Memories of Reflection is a novella. But this book that I'm holding is a drama or a play.
Okay.
Because I'm a creative writer. When we say creative, I'm able to write all the genres of literature, poetry, drama, prose. I can write
You can write everything.
Non-fiction.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I'm a creative writer. Yeah, and this book has been listed by the Pan-African Writers Association as the book of the month in 2015.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, so definitely I bring an inspiring one. And this have been actually some of the place.
Yeah, the book was published in the US, in the United States of America in 2016 by the African Books Collective and Malthouse Press in Lagos.
Okay.
And I am indebted to Uncle Salifu Kujabi, the former Gambian scholar and writer.
Okay.
Through whom I was lucky to publish this book.
Okay.
Because I used to volunteer anytime I closed from school when I was in high school.
Exactly.
And during that time, he used to be at the copyright board.
Okay.
And their office was housed somewhere around the GT board.
Okay.
So the old man who had the opportunity to be invited at the Writers' Workshop, University of the Gambia, 2014.
Okay.
He gave me his personal invitation card to say, I'm an old man. I've represented the Gambia, the treaty in Marrakesh. So you're very young, and I think you have a potential. Instead of me going to honor this invitation, I'm going to give you my invitation to go on my behalf.
Wow.
Yeah, so during that writers' workshop at the University of the Gambia, I had the opportunity for my book to be selected by African scholars and African editors who mainly come to Africa to scout, to look for talent, and they will take them back and publish their works.
Okay.
The workshop was actually meant for people attending University of the Gambia at that time when it was in 2014, but I was in high school. Out of about 30 selected to be published.
That is the Throne of the Ghost.
That's the book.
That's the book, yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. So 4 books so far.
Yeah, and the last one is Wawiza. You read it?
Yeah, Wawiza, I read it,
Yeah, Wawiza means togetherness in Swahili.
Oh, it's a Swahili. That's why it's not a common stuff. I in fact struggle a bit before pronouncing that. So that's a Swahili language.
Wawiza is a Swahili word for togetherness.
For togetherness.
Yeah, for identity. The African Development Trust, African Writers Development Trust.
Okay.
They organize what we call the Pen Africa Writers Residency in Abuja and in Nairobi.
That is the Pen.
The Pen Writers Residency.
Okay.
Out of the continent of Africa, 12 writers were selected for a month-long residency.
Okay.
So I happen to be one of those writers that was selected.
Wow.
The residency. So during that residency, I had the opportunity to write 2 creative non-fiction stories.
Oh, yeah?
That came up in the anthology called Wawiza, and it was funded by the EU because the European Union noticed that Africans are forgetting their own culture. They're adopting another culture. So they wanted to get writers from different African countries to write about their own culture and something very similar.
Okay.
Which was why I was lucky to be
When you
part
talk
of.
about it was put in the anthology, what do you mean? Is there a special section? Can you break down to our...
Yeah, an anthology is a collection of different stories. Okay? Like different writers coming together to write a book.
Okay.
So mine was a creative non-fiction. Others also did the same thing. We were 12, and the 12 of all of us wrote two different stories that they come together and put in a book and publish. Such book is called an anthology.
Anthology. So that's the writer's
Yeah, it's
they say always give the devil or give who owns one. So I think that's despite all this, you've written a very good books. But somebody might ask, where can I get the true note goes. Where can I get this one? Where can somebody find Modou Lamin Age Almusaf books or works? Here in the Gambia or outside?
Thank you very much. My books are available globally.
Okay.
They are accessible everywhere, on and offline. In the Gambia, the local bookshops, even the biggest bookshop, Timbuktu Bookshop.
Timbuktu.
Yeah, they have my book. You can see this book. You can see the.
Can you help us and
That's the tag of Timbuktu Bookshop at $500. You can see it. So
Okay.
this copy is $500 at Timbuktu Bookshop.
At Timbuktu.
Yeah, you
That is
can
in
see.
Fajara.
That's in Fajara. That's
Okay.
Gambia's biggest bookshop.
Yeah.
But even online as well.
Okay.
Anywhere you can just type my name or the title of my book, and then you will see everything I've done. You can.
And where you can get it.
They are very reasonable. My books are very cheap. That's because I know the Gambian market. People hardly read,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this generation.
So there has been a calamitous decline in the consumption of African literature materials in the Western world. So it is about time we begin to, raise that clarion call in literature, because the Gambia, as a beautiful country, we have a diverse culture.
Yeah.
The people are very genuine. We are known for our hospitality. But our literature is a fetus. It's not even a baby. It's not yet born. It's a fetus in the womb.
In the womb.
And it takes struggle and artwork and dedication to reach countries such as Nigeria. Because on the continent of Africa, they are the most vibrant country when it comes to literature is Nigeria.
Nigeria.
So Nigeria has contributed a lot in my writing career.
Okay.
Because while in the Gambia, I was just writing, exercising. I don't call it writing. I was exercising my skills.
Okay.
But the moment I traveled to Nigeria, had the opportunity to stay in Abuja, Lokogoma, at the estate in Faplins, I begin to understand what writing is all about.
Okay.
And it gave me the opportunity to be this writer I am
Today.
Yes, because the Nigerians, they value their culture more than anything. One thing really amazed me when I was in Abuja, and that was the fact that when you go to their school curriculum, you're going to find 1 or 2 books from outside. All the books in the curriculum, school curriculum, are written by Nigerians.
By Nigerians.
They don't care if you are a professor from Harvard University or Oxford, it's not their business. As far as they have Nigerian writers, their books must be in the schools.
In the schools.
Yeah.
It talks about the history and talks about them.
Exactly, for kids to read about those things. But in the Gambia, it's a far cry. Can we say the opposite? That is where I envision this thing, to say that our curriculum is doing very well and they're trying, especially if they can patronize more and more Gambian books in the schools.
In the schools, that'll be fine.
Nigeria might be very far, even Senegal here, our neighbors. The same thing. You go to Dakar, you go to Senegal in general, to find foreign books in their school curriculum, 1, 2, or even 1. You will really not see them at all, because all read themselves. Even in parliament, they speak Wolof.
Yeah.
They attempted to translate.
And it did the same thing in Ghana also, I think.
Senegal in Wolof.
Yeah.
So these are very important things that the Gambia, I think, can emulate. When we go to Ghana, we have the STEM system of learning, STEM, STEM. What does it mean? We are talking about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, the STEM system of learning. Okay. Now, the Ghanaian government, through the Ministry of Education in Ghana, had given the opportunity to 1.2 million students in 2017 to graduate high school through the STEM system of learning.
Okay.
The science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics system. And I think Gambia is also attempting the same thing. But I would like Gambia to put in cultural education
in the system.
It's
so that's for MAPSI and all out there. Let's move on with all these accolades. Can you tell us some of the, because we're running out of time, some of the awards or achievements that would, before our final big inspiring work to people, let's come with this. What is some of the achievement that Modou H. Almusaf have?
Thank you very much. In 2019, I was awarded the Young Gambian Writer Award of the Year. In 2019, I was the youngest Gambian writer. I won that award, and I was also the WAG laureate for children's literature for my book, Don't Judge the Book by Its Cover.
Okay.
And in 2020, I won the Wagul Flop Humor Poetry Contest for my book, Africa, not Africa.
Africa.
I spell my Africa with K, and not the Africa with the C, because the Africa with the C is given to us by the white people. That's why they label us as a continent of pests and diseases and poverty. They look low upon us. But the Africa with the K stands for Africana. And Africana is the language and continent of the black people. That is who we are, we as Africans. Okay. The Africa of Nelson Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Sadao,
etc.
That is the Africa with the K.
With the K.
The K is our language, it's Africana.
Okay.
Africans should begin to learn and speak their own languages, and then we must do away from this neo-colonial perspective of embracing everything that is given to us by the West. And in Francophone countries, I've lived there as well. I've lived and worked in Francophone countries in Africa. There's been a clarion call where they are rejecting Western ideologies.
Yeah, I can see it. You can see it's everything. It's starting right now.
Starting from Guinea to Senegal, down to Chad, Niger, Mali, Burkina. They've rejected the French system of everything, from learning, from currency, from everything.
So that Africana gives you another award?
Yeah, the book.
Okay, the book.
Yes, they gave me an award in Texas.
Okay, in America.
United States of America. It won that award in 2020. And in 2021, 2022, I was awarded the African Literature Award by the International Association of African Authors and Scholars Professional Development Institute, based in Atlanta, Georgia. And then I have so many.
More, so very. This alone is a vocabulary, and I think it's a very useful. Now to the big advice to the youths, the young ones like you, and those, especially who are into the writing sector. What is your most important message or advice to those would-becoming writers or those that want to succeed as Modou Lamin Almusaf? What I want you to talk to them directly and give them. This is one of the most important messages that I always carry on this program. What is your most important message to them?
All right. Thank you very much for this very wonderful question. The advice that I have for Gambian writers, especially young people who are aiming to be writers, the first thing is to read. Everybody will tell you, read, you have to read if you want to be a good writer, but they do not tell you what to read. But today, I'm going to tell you what to read, because if you go to the Holy Quran, in Surah 68, is Surah Al-Qalam. We have a whole surah for writing, Al-Qalam. In that surah, in the first verse, Allah said, Nun wal kalam, by the pen, and what men write, O Messenger of Allah Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You are not by the grace of your God a madman or a poet, because people had associated him as, a poet, and Allah had to give the response. If you go back to the Quran, still in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that if we want to be anything in this world, we have to read Iqra. Ikra bismi rabbik allazi khalaq. Well, now, if people tell you read, they don't tell you what to read, but I am telling you to read in the name of your Lord. You can see the spirit in me when it comes to religiosity. I am spiritually inclined. I'm a spiritual person. Even when you see me, I don't joke with religion. It is the foundation stone I have had to become successful. If you know God, you will know man, because he created man and everything. So in order for you to be knowledgeable, to be an expert in your field and anything you're doing, first thing is to learn God. Read him very well, understand who is the creator, and then you'll be able to know everything that is created. So read good books about God. I read the Quran, I read the Bible, I read the Hinduism book. I've read so many books. I've read hundreds, if not thousands of books as a librarian, and it has given me the opportunity to be who I am. So secondly, they must not sell their soul to the devil. If you have a great feature, you have a great talent, there are obstacles you're bound to tackle on your way. I will call them encumbrance or perhaps encrustations. These are all challenges that people tackle along the way, but they must stand very firm and remain steadfast in their quest for knowledge. And in doing so, the first priority should be God, the second should be their parents, if you have the blessings of your parents. Even Firaun, we all know Firaun, right? And his story. The reason why God was not quite, angry or quick to doom him was because he was always giving his mother respect, treated her very well. The day he failed to treat his mother very well was the day he was doomed. So therefore, from God to your parents, very, very important, to your teachers and to people who contributed in making you who you are. Such as Big Sam, he has played a very key role when I was very young. And so many names, if I start mentioning names here, I'm sure Atlantic TV will be filled with so many names. But all of them, from childhood, they have known me with two things: learning and then artwork. What I'm doing today, I started it. If I tell people I started writing at the age of 14, some people who don't know me would not understand that. People like Big Sam can attest to that. I'm somebody very determined and very serious since I was very young. So what you do when you are young is what you become when you grow up.
Thank you so very much, and I think this is one of the most inspiring message that comes to mind. And this is, if you want to give this interview, that is the way you can get everything. Well, I mean, thank you. So, any final word before we leave? Yes. I'm so elated, so happy that you're on this. Any final message before you go?
Thank you very much. My final word, I will be going to Greece. I'm going to quote Diogenes. Diogenes was a philosopher and a scholar who was born in Turkey in Sinop, and he grew up in Greece. There was a time he used to carry a lantern, or can I say a candle? You can say that. Walking up and down the streets of Athens, and he was looking for an honest man, because at that time he doesn't believe that people were honest. And then he developed the philosophy of cynicism. He believes that solipsism, that is to be too rumbustious, to be too pungent room. I should come down. To be too to be too boastful, like to be proud of oneself. He believes that philosophy was not something right. People should not adopt that. People should not be too proud of themselves. So that was why people like Plato, who was also in Greece at that time, was directly an opposition to Diogenes, because he believes that people must be simple and down to earth. So that's Diogenes' philosophy that I'm going to end with, and I think we should all adopt that. We are all human beings. I do not see myself as the best Gambian writer. I founded the Young Writers Association of the Gambia. I've helped more than 150 different young people to write books, but still, I see myself as somebody who is coming up. I'm still young. I have a long way to go. I'm not better than anybody. I'm only a poor slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Thank you so much. In fact, when I started to mention that big moves, Ali was wrong. He was thinking that you were talking directly to him. And Kuma said, hey! So let's come down to Allah. Well, thank you so much, wonderful viewers. I know you got the best out of. And I promise you, when he go to Greece, when he come back, sometimes before the end of the year, he will be here, or come couple of months to continue, because we still have many questions regarding, among them include why people are not reading, etc. So we'll bring you that in the other version when we come to the other program on this wonderful exclusive interview. Thank you so much. Kumba Joba Juba, Yola Samam Demon Ala Fate for Jubambi. Ali, the boy is from Sotoko, countryside. Thank you so much. It is not about Silangari. Thank you so and my wonderful studio engineer and the head, Matar Ju. Thank you so much, guys. And for my wonderful viewers out there, the staff and manager of Atlantic TV was myself and Modou Lamin on this exclusive interview. Till we come on your way next time. Thank you so much, wonderful viewers. Bye.